Hey, welcome to the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona, and the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. Welcome. It is Relationship Freedom Friday. Is my favorite day. I'm talking about soul tribe impact and soul family influence for spiritual entrepreneurs. You know, that big vision and mission that we have to make our difference in the world and do our things, right? And so I want to talk about relationships, right? And the relationship with you, the relationship with your soul tribe, your relationship with your soul family, and what that actually looks and feels like for you. I will share what it's been looking and feeling like for me, because that's what I do on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. I want to be raw and real and give you an episode that you can connect to somebody who is living out their manifestation, who is manifesting daily, who is holding themselves accountable in the public eye and saying, hey, this is what's going on for me. I want to share my highs, my lows. Welcome. I want to share my highs, my lows. It's probably the dancing that got you in here. How are you doing? How are you doing? I want to call in my soul tribe and have that soul family influence. And on Sundays, we'll talk about soul clients and financial freedom, having that financial freedom. But for me, Relationship Freedom Friday is absolutely my favorite day because I get to have relationships and conversations with people from all over the world. I love it. And if you are in my group or you registered for my monthly call, hey, Becky, how you doing? Happy Relationship Freedom Friday. Whoop, whoop. Where are you in the world? There's me just dancing in the UK. I love it. I love relationships. And that's exactly it. Just popping up into my world. So if you've registered for my monthly call and your girl didn't actually get on the monthly call, apologies. But if you want to come and have a conversation with me and connect and co-create and collaborate and just like party and celebrate life every single month, network with me, I would love it. I would absolutely love it. Say, oh yeah, Wisconsin. Yes, in the house, putting you on the map. Super excited for Relationship Freedom Friday. So if you haven't ever been on with me, then and I've got to put more members on the map as well. And I usually do that on a Friday, and I haven't, but I will. So I wanted to talk about your vision and your mission, right? And your values and your vibration, because that soul family influence and that soul tribe impact. And what I mean by that is soul tribe calling in not only the people that you're here to serve, but the people that you're here to collaborate with, the people that you want to have around you in your soul tribe, who are your followers, who are engaging, who you follow, right? Who are your mentors as well. And you've got that influence. And for me, soul family is that deeper connection, right? And so the people that you're actually having conversations with, the people that are in our personal life as well as our professional life, I love it. And then soul clients, right? And so we'll talk about soul clients, like I said, on Sunday, and talking about our business. But on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, I talk about spiritual business success. Every single day I come live talking about Mondays is contribution freedom, health freedom is on Tuesday, emotional freedom is on Wednesday, environmental freedom is on Thursday. This is today, relationship freedom. And we talk about spiritual freedom on Saturday, and then financial freedom on Sunday. And all of those areas are entwined. So what we do is we reflect and we set intentions. We set our next soul guided action steps, and we set our vision. We set the next steps to take soul guided action. Then we play the bank 50K 50 days challenge, which I love. We do it vibrationally first, and then I'll share the card that I pulled for us today, and then I'll talk about the book that I read today. So if you love books, I love books. I'm an author. I'm a 4-time #1 best-selling author. I've co-authored 3 books. But I love the way that books can change lives if we actually implement them and we don't just, give it lip service. And then I support my students to write their own book or collaborate into my co-author book on spiritual awakening. So I journal every single day in my Soul Legacy journal. And so that's what I'm doing. The Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is about visualization, journaling, holding each other accountable. My soul daughter's messaging me. And I asked her to check out EFT. She doesn't know what that is. And I said, look on YouTube, gave her some subjects and titles but I wanted her to do the search rather than me doing it, because I think she'll just be guided. So she's messaging me. She's having like sleep stuff. Again, soul family. I call her my soul daughter. She came into my life through my daughter, and she's on my vision board. Her and her partner are on my vision board. So the relationships, we almost got together today, but she had an appointment. Like, the relationships on my vision board are manifesting, and there's a lot, and I want to celebrate them. And I want you to encourage you to celebrate who you have around you, because I know for me, don't know about for you. Hey Sherry, how you doing? Wanted to stop in and say hello. Thank you so much. So today is Relationship Freedom Friday. Whoop, whoop. You'll see me dancing. I love it. I love and I look back. I know I talk fast. I look back on Friday, last Friday to today, and then I set the intentions to the next Friday of even more what I want to manifest. But then I express gratitude for the conversations, who I've had them with, who's in my life, who's come into my life that's new. You know, when you set intentions, you're like, yeah, this thing's not working. Like, I've been trying to do this thing for absolutely ages. But actually, we are shifting and moving on a daily. And so journaling about it, visualizing and setting that intention is just the most beautiful way to have that experience. And so when I'm speaking to myself, and I use Fridays to check in with people as well, you know, if I haven't checked in with them. So Fridays is just a really important day, because I think when we look at the 7 freedoms, each of those areas that I've just mentioned, our contribution, that's about building relationships. Yes, it's with soul clients, but initially we attract our soul tribe, right? And when we get clear on the soul tribe, then we have our soul nation, our soul clients. So I love that. With our health, we're not just isolated, like, I'm going to look after my health. We've got the health of our clients, we've got the health of our family. Emotions is not just us living in our environment or in our household or working. Other people trigger us emotionally, right? It's managing that. And that emotional and that trauma from experiences that we've had with others, our environment, like the relationships that we have, you know, relationships that we want to have working online, doing retreats, whatever it is that's on your vision board, relationships comes into it. Spirituality, like connection, source guides, connection with you and your higher self. You know what I mean? Like, financial freedom, Abraham Hicks say that your finances, when your business, it comes through money. If you don't have clients, then you don't have money. Like, it's relationships. And so this for me is relationship building and education, marketing, and just being raw and just being real. So we'll dive into the episode, and I'll talk about my experiences this week and encourage you to look back on your last week and see how much of your best life have you allowed in. So the first thing that we do in the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast is rating your vibrational frequency between a 1 and 11. We don't get 0, because if we do 0, it means that we're not even grateful for breathing. Like, I'm really intentional about that. Like, we absolutely do not get to rate our vibration and our life at a 0. No. Between 1 and 11. 11 is like, I'm so connected to source. Everything's flowing. I'm in soul flow. Like, I snap my finger, I open my eyes, and it's like, this is manifesting, that's manifesting. Like, boom, 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 in terms of relationships. And that's why I want to share with you why I feel the way that I feel. And that, because this is for me first, just so you know, and it's been streamed out on YouTube, and I'm going to repurpose it into a podcast and into my Soul Legacy Academy and into just everywhere on the socials. And so 11 is like, yes, I'm in flow. 1 is you're in soul funk, and we know what soul funk means. Like, I made up the word, but soul funk is just like don't even want to get out of bed today. In fact, I didn't get out of bed until about 2:00 today, but it wasn't because I had that feeling of don't want to get out of bed today. I felt a little bit frazzled yesterday, like doing really good stuff and absorbing lots of information and building relationships. And I was like, do you know, my day is going to end. It's going to end earlier than what it normally does. Freedom to do that. And then the freedom to just stay in bed, because I'm on it all the time. Like, I love my work, and I'm transitioning, building a project. I'm like, I'm just going to have a movie day. And so I had a movie day. I was chatting to different people. I was chatting to my daughter. I was chatting to like guy that I'm not dating yet, but potentially dating, will be dating, just having a really great day. And then somebody registered for my masterclass. 2 people registered for my masterclass yesterday, and I was like, okay, where did they come from? The Spiritual Biz YouTubers masterclass. Do register for it if you haven't already. And I was like, oh, I've laid in bed and they've registered for it. Somebody else registered for it today, and I was like, I love that. That was the sign. I got up. I was like, I'm on it. I'm back on it. It was just so lovely to build a business where I've got, I call it my enrollment spot. Like I can give training. It's 4-hour training. It's free training. It's like, how do you speak to, serve and sign up your high paying soul clients online? I love it. I've done it for years. And so I was like, oh, well, I feel amazing. So it's so funk is don't want to get out of bed, but not in that way. Like, not even don't want to get back, just like not feeling yourself, not feeling the vibe, not feeling like, you know, everything that you want to manifest just feels hard. It just feels like the universe is not listening to you. Like, why is it taking so long? That kind of thing, that kind of feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? So journal that, and then when we look back on this week, next Friday, we see where we're vibing at. So I know that last Friday I was vibing at 11, but if I was vibing lower, I would put what I call soul guided action steps in and visualize the better week, and then see what my vibration is. So every single day when we rate our vibration, it's just a beautiful way to just check in. How are you feeling today? Nobody asks you, like every single day, I ask, how are you feeling today? Because how you feel matters, and how you feel about your relationships matters. How you feel about the relationship with you and you matters. How you feel about the relationship, your connection to source matters. It really does. Sherry says, I've been fighting the funk for the past year and finally starting to break away from it. Love it. Thank you for sharing. And that's what it feels like, a struggle, like, oh, like what is going on? And that is, as we know, the dark night of the soul, right? That is, as we know, the contrast to the growth. That is what we know. That is painful as fill in the blank, right? It is painful, and I wanted to be here. And imagine if you had someone for this last year, and I will be here for the duration. I've scheduled my business out for the next 7 years, and I've committed to it. Imagine you had somebody here fighting your corner, being in your corner, holding space for you every single day, and journaling with you every single day. And imagine having a journal. This is why this is cool. I love this. See, this is why relationships. This is called Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365. It's a soul legacy journal. I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy. Launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy. This is recording the year that you've had. Imagine recording it in a journal, and then when you're getting to the end of the year, looking back and going, who was that, and how much have I grown, and how, like, there's just so much to unpack in that, just in that. That's why I do exactly what I do, for that reason, because I've been there, and I wish that I had someone to hold space for me. Instead, people are like outpricing who they call their soul tribe and their soul clients, and not having that influence, because they're just turning their back on people that really, really need it. And I'm done with it. I'm like, no, something called me to say, you know what, just be there. Just be there. So I'm here, and, you know, I want to call in. So do share this out to somebody else who might need it. And when we share it on the socials, we don't even know what people are going through behind closed doors sometimes. I am someone who will just call it out. And that's why I say, you know, yes, I felt a little bit frazzled, not in a really bad way, but I'm like, oh, okay. And that called me to just have a bed day today. You know what I mean? Like, do you care that I had a bed day? No, well, you might feel like having a bed day sometimes and not feel like giving yourself permission, beating yourself up for it. I should be better. I should be doing this. I should, all those, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love that. So thank you so much for sharing that, because it's important that we come together and we say, how do you feel today? Just by asking that, it's acknowledging how you feel. And that's why for Friday, I call it Relationship Freedom Friday, because it's understanding the relationship that you have with you. And then when you get out of that, when it comes time when we dip back in it, you know that you're strong enough to keep going, and it doesn't catch up with you the way that it has done for this last year. And I'm so happy that you are breaking away from it and moving in that more of that flow. And I'd love to support you on that journey. Absolutely. That's what I'm here for. So we rate our vibrational frequency. And then the next thing for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, and this is about spiritual business success. So it's about, thank you for the love. It's about like you leading your life purpose-led business and knowing what your next steps are. So we go to the vision boards, and that's what's helped me. That's what got me out of that funk. Having a clear vision for every single area of my life, including relationships. That's what we're focusing on today, but all of our areas, but relationships. And I know that many of us as spiritual entrepreneurs, as light workers, when we go through that on our own, we feel isolated. We go through that on our own, and we're not identifying the way that we used to with ourselves, with others, with the world, with the universe, and asking for different things, and that level of contrast. So I put on my vision board the relationships that I wanted to experience, and I'm getting that, and I've got that. I've apart from manifesting my husband, which I'll keep you guys informed, because I'm dating and I'm feeling the way. Do you know what I mean? And I like. This last week, I think it's almost a week, speaking to somebody different has made me see that when I'm in a relationship, and this is relevant, I'm going to share it on my other channel for spiritual dating. When we're in a relationship, if that person is not like supportive of what we are doing, or the people around us, our soul tribe and our soul family, are not supportive of what we do, it impacts us even more. And so I really am going to be very intentional about who I allow in my life. And so I said that I'd talk about it more today, where my values, I'm very clear on my values. So I know when somebody doesn't really align with them. And so I'm speaking to someone, and there's synchronicities, and this person is not the type. I've been watching different stuff on dating and listening to those 5 love languages, etc. And this person isn't like, he looks like what I've put on my vision board and on my love list. And I've not put an image on my vision board, on my love list. He looks like that person. But then he's got like tattoos, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And like, okay, that's fine. But like, he's going to get a lot more. And I'm like, what is the universe doing? And just certain things, I'm like, really? And so I was listening to things that say, sometimes things come in different packages. But for me, it's the inside stuff. So sometimes when we want to manifest a certain thing in a certain way, and it's not coming in the book, Make It Happen. I don't have it because I was reading it today. It says sometimes when we want something the way that we think that we want it, it might not be time, or it might not come because it's just not for us. So it might be something even better. And so when we think about manifesting, just be mindful of like not being so attached to that outcome in that way. And I'm gonna share more. I'm gonna get more permission to share in its early days when we meet. We haven't met yet, but I'm just seeing how me setting the intention and having the conversations with everyone is just, on my vision board. So what is on your vision board? Do you have a vision board? I have a 7 days free vision board challenge. I call it a YouTube challenge. It's not a Facebook challenge. So it's there on my YouTube channel. You can go through it at any point. There's 7 days, 7 areas. And then I will do it live in December, which I can't believe it's coming around. I'll do it annually in December. So you've got that accountability again, Sherry, when you do the vision board, and I'm here and I'm saying, set an intention, get clear on your vision, alter your vibration, and let's journal it out. Let's journal out that manifestation. That's what I would have loved. And I call that my marketing. And this is for my students as well. So I gift a 2-hour monthly coaching call that's usually $7 a month. My boot campers and my masterminders. So I take what I'm doing, support my students, and then make it my marketing, because I think those are the people that I want to speak to, that are where I was. and building those relationships. So what relationships do you have on your vision board? For me, I've got guests, being a guest and finding a guest, which I've been a guest. There's a summit that's the last day, the Stop Writing, Start Selling summit I've been part of. And I think that's where the people came from for the masterclass. I have got new guests. I've spoken to new guests for my spiritual awakening on your YouTube summit. There's somebody that I haven't even spoken to. And I was like, are you free next Wednesday at 9 p.m.? She's like, absolutely. I'm like, yes. And we did a podcast swap. Again, the soulmate, my soul daughter, my sister's over from the States. Charity, I was on, I've got these on my vision board. A charity, two charities actually, one for compassionate friends. And I've got a lady from there. I won't say what relationship she has to it, but a relationship. So we're going to speak tomorrow about setting up a group. And then I was on training yesterday to be a volunteer. Those things are important to me. It's not just I want to do my business. It's like, who do I want to become and what else am I passionate about? So when we're giving back and we're feeling good about that, it's incredible. It's just an incredible journey. So those things there was on my vision board in July. It's now November. So by December, when I do it again, and the reason why I did it in July is because I came back online in July after a year off, fostering 3 children under 5. And my spiritual awakening through that was I had a really rough year, a really, really rough year. It was rewarding. It was engaging. I saved family from being in the system, 3 of our children, right? Massive relationships with them, like their great auntie as their great auntie. It's like, we're not having those kids in the system. No. So, those relationships built, but my relationship with myself, I was burnt out. So in July, I did the vision board challenge, my own vision board challenge. I've done it before and I'm going to do it again. And I feel amazing just by going through that process. And life has changed completely since then. Lots of things are manifested. But the relationships, setting the intention, I was like, there's not another October that will go by and I don't launch this summit that has been downloaded to me. I've scheduled out my business for 7 years and I will just walk it slowly. But I also want to have a life. I also want to feel really amazing. I would just want to have it all. And so many times we're like, no, I'm busy. I'm over the top busy. I'm burnt out. Like, all those things. And I want to support you in that balance, in that life work and lifestyle and light work balance, right? So that you are in flow and so you are manifesting. So that's the vision board challenge. The next thing, we're going to express gratitude. And I might shift this because the next thing I want to know is, what action steps can you take between now and next Friday? Between 1 and 3 action steps, soul guided actions. You might just feel called in the week, but just open up space. Like, what can you do? So for me, I came off the dating app. I was like, oh, but then I went back on the dating app. I was like, because I shifted my perspective of love. I wasn't seeking love outside of me from someone else. I don't believe in it. I believe in love, right? And the energy of love, obviously. But I've just changed my paradigm about that in love feeling, because how are you out of love? Like, love can't be broken. So I shifted that, and I don't know if this will come of, this is the one. I'm writing the book, waiting for the one. And so, yeah, and that soulmate attraction and that magic marriage, I'm dating for marriage. So it's like, what action steps can you take? So if I want to experience that in my life based on relationships, what do you want to experience? What 1 to 3 things can you do? So for me, I'm guesting, I'm calling in guests for that soul tribe and that soul family influence. I'm here with my niece and my great niece, my great nephew, her son. Like, I know that I've had a massive impact on her life. I've been a role model for her. She tells me all the time. She calls me Auntie Noni. They all call me Auntie Noni. I love it. So who you be matters. That's why I want to say to you on Relationship Freedom Friday, just remember just how important you are to the planet and to the people that you have around you, right? And you can, if you've got a vision, you can achieve it. 1 to 3 action steps, but you've got to meet the action in the middle. I've been on training from Matt Boggs, the brave Mary Morrissey. her training the Brave Thinking Institute, and they've been talking about the manifestation. And today it was day 5. I clicked it off because it was just such a lot of information. And they were saying about thoughts, feelings, actions, and then results. Because we forget they're self-guided action. So we want to be taking them and doing something with what we're learning, right? And journaling that out. It won't just, thank you for the love. Let me know where you are in the world. Let me know who you are giving me the love. Thank you. I appreciate spending the time with me. Love Mary Morrissey. Yeah, so it was Mary Morrissey's son. And she's got her legacy, right? Because I'm all about legacy. Launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy is the next segment. How we launch our day, lead our day, leave our day in alignment. That is our legacy now. And so Mary Morrissey done her thing, and 4 of her children are in her company. But they didn't just get in a company because she's like, oh, yeah, come in because I'm your mum. They'd, in their own right, done, Matt Boggs teaches love and relationships. I didn't even know he was Mary Morrissey's son. So it was day 5 of their training today. And they were talking about mastering your message and what I talk about aligning your movement, your message, and your money. And they were talking about message. I'm like, I haven't been online. I haven't been in anybody else's training for a really long time. They do coach certification and stuff like that. I don't need that, but I didn't even know they did that. But they were talking about brave thinking and your paradigms, your beliefs that, hey, love, see, whoop, whoop. Sydney, how are you? Sydney's my soul sister. Sydney's also a student, and watch out for Sydney's book. It's coming. We're going to be writing the book together, and we're going to be pulling, because it's birthing. Birthing, maybe not pulling, birthing a book. I love that. You always pop up on Relationship Freedom Friday. I love that. So happy Relationship Freedom Friday. Are you feeling in soul funk or soul flow? So, and I've got to put all you guys on the map. So yeah, Mary Marsh, I didn't know. So he's Matt Boggs teaches love and relationships. And so I'd watched loads of stuff on dating because I wanted to manifest, and I manifested my twin flame, and that was almost 4 years. And for almost 2 years, I've been single. I say single, I've dated, and I'm like, yeah, 3 weeks, yeah, you're not the one. I can't call that properly. And then one guy, I'm like, and I recently said, you're not my husband. I said to you, that is not my husband. Don't bring him back round again. So 3 times, I'm like, you're not. I know how you make me feel. And so Matt Boggs was talking about that. How do people make you feel? That's on YouTube as well. So I teach about, this is streaming out on YouTube from my YouTube channel, Soul Legacy TV. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? And so watching YouTubers, I don't watch TV, very rare. I watch Netflix like occasionally, but I watch a lot of YouTube. And so these YouTubers that are making this massive difference, they started, and he said, I'm going off topic a little bit, but it's kind of not. He said that he wanted to create a YouTube channel for 5 years. 5 years, you know. And he was speaking to somebody at a mastermind, and like the mastermind was every year. When he saw the guy, he's thinking, don't, like they both set out to, said that they were going to do a YouTube channel, and he's thinking, don't speak to me about the YouTube channel, please don't ask me, because he hadn't done it. And this guy had done it, and he got to like 100, his friend, it got to 100,000 subscribers in that year. And he's like, oh, that is it, I'm doing it. And so he said he's been doing it for the last 7 years and never missed a video in a week. And he's grown to 1.5 million followers, which is more than his mum. Right. And so, and he was worried about, like, and he wasn't making money in his business and all the things. And they teach to get on strategy sessions, which I teach to actually have a conversation, which we resist. But he's talking about paradigm and brave thinking. And I talk about that poverty consciousness versus that prosperity consciousness. So going on the training was really, really great. Sydney says, better on my way to say to my final goodbye to my dear elder. Are you? That sounds like it's got more in it than just a good, right? Okay, you can DM me at any point if you want to. But oh wow, is it an elder sibling? Oh, have you had your family over? I'm reading into that, so I'm like, okay. But I'm glad you're feeling better. Sydney's been on with us, and again, we've got the 7 Freedoms Frequency call-in gym for my students on the first Monday of the month. So make sure that you're scheduled on that, and then we journal out. It's a 2-hour monthly coaching call. to make sure that we're in alignment and we move from that poverty consciousness to the prosperity consciousness. And that in this space, Relationship Freedom Friday, is a model I share where students, soul sisters, soul brothers come and connect with my soul tribe, you know, those who haven't worked with me yet, or do you know what I mean? I love it. Oh, your uncle's girlfriend. Okay, cool. That's fine. I'm like, panicking. And so I was saying, you know, what action steps can you take? And so for me, launching, leading, and leaving my soul legacy, having on my vision board, I've got my best friends of like since I was at school, and my kids' godparents, and another friend who's in Dublin, Ireland, and she had a loss in her family. I won't talk out of business. But my friend had messaged me and said, Noni, you know, this is what's happened. And just having those conversations and those connections to just and I reached out to her. I haven't spoken to her in a while. And I said, I'm here. And she said, you know, and I'm here for you too, always. Just those friendships, it's amazing. You know, Sydney and I have known each other for a few years. About 2.5 years, I came offline. She's a co-author in the co-author book series, my co-author book series. Taking solace that they'll be reunited. Oh, so next step, launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy. What do you want your day to look like in terms of your relationships? The only one for me that is missing, and I say this because I'm speaking to you, but in my mind, it's done. In my mind, I can close my eyes and I can dance with my husband. Like I was rocking with, like I looked at my vision board before I came on, and I'm like rocking. He's behind me and he's dancing and we're just laughing. And Mary Morrissey was talking about that, visualizing. So there's a lot of the practices. I didn't know what she did. She talks about the dream building. Is it Dream Building Institute? So they talk about visualization. And she said, visualize like a year, 5 years, 10 years, those moments. I can't remember what they have their own process of visualizing and knowing that those things have already happened. And then that moment that it actually happens, like really acknowledging it. It's a wonderful process. I love it. I love that. And that's why I'm here every single day saying, oh, this is what's happening. That's what's happening, because I'm acknowledging it for me and saying thank you to the universe. So with that, we're going to say gratitude, if that's okay with you guys. I have my gratitude stone. And so I'm journaling. And so I'm video journaling because I haven't really written in my journal since I've been doing the video journals. But this love heart is a love heart from my daughter, Mia. And so she's 20 now, and she gave me this when she was little. And so every single day I will come on and I will say, even when my voice is going, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate it, because we want to be happy and we want to be grateful. So when we're in that funk, right, even when we don't believe everything, so we can say that we're happy and grateful for something in the past if we're going through a rough time. As Cherie said, you know, going through that year, well, in that moment, you might not feel like you've got that much to be grateful for, right? So we're happy and grateful and appreciate something in the past, something in the present, or something on your vision board that's in your predicted future. So I'm going to run through this quite quickly. So for contribution freedom, all of the 7 freedoms come into every single day. We say we're grateful for 7 things at least. You can keep going. You can journal it. You can speak it out with me. Just a really fun process to raise your vibrational frequency. And so I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate something in my contribution. I would say the contribution to my daughter, that's what came to mind. Like, she's watching me. She's watching me. And the contribution, that's lifestyle. So contribution in my light work, the contribution that I made to this Stop Writing, Start Selling Summit, and people coming and registering on my masterclass, which is really epic. So when I get an email, I'm like, oh, somebody else registered. Oh, amazing, because I haven't really put it out there that much. Come to it, register on it. Health, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my health, my knees. I'm back to committing to drinking water. So I'm happy and grateful that I drink 2 liters of water every single day. Notice that that's in the future, just so you know. I've been grateful because I've got bowls of water under my desk, and I'm like, okay, I'm happy and grateful for that. I'm happy and grateful because my niece gave me her bowl. I'm happy and grateful to drink my water out of my daily intake, which I can see whether I drink it or not. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate emotions. Ooh, today, I laughed a lot. I had a bad day, Sydney, another one. Like till like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I think it's like nearly 3 o'clock. It was lovely. And I laughed and it was just lovely. I watched a movie. I cried at this movie. I know this movie and I leave it long enough between it, then I actually do forget the storyline. I think, oh, I can't watch that again. I know the storyline. And then I'm like, what happened again? It's called P.S. I Love You. I love it. I'm into like soppy movies. I'm happy and grateful for that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my environment. I'm staying with my sister-in-law and she came in this morning and we just had a conversation and we were laughing. My daughter just rang me. And we were on a video call, so we were on like the freeway conversation. And she used to look after my daughter a lot when she was little, and so they were just laughing and joking. Just being in that environment is just lovely because I've had contrast to it. Right? I'm happy and grateful and appreciate relationships. So the relationship that I've let go, and that is leading to another one that is leading to me manifesting my husband. By letting go, I've let go of 2, which feel really good. And the relationships that I've had, the past 4 people that I've talked to, not that like I'm all about that, like lots of people in my life, but including my twin flame and including the 3 people that I've spoken to over this last year, have given me rockets of desire of, yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, I'd love to flip properties with my partner. Yeah, I'd love to have a bar or something abroad. Yeah, I'd love to move abroad or travel abroad or what have you. Yeah, I'd love to just travel in general. Yeah, I want to have financial freedom. Yeah, like I want to be with somebody who has time. And so in this one person, there's lots of things that are coming out. Like he wants all those things, but it was in one person. I'm like, yeah, it's not all of it. Yeah, it's not all of it. And just going on that journey, that brings me into spiritual freedom. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that I've been guided. And I trust that guidance. And I say yes to the things that feel good in that moment, that feel right and aligned. And then I let them go because it's always leading us to another this or something better. So it's like, is it this? I'm trying it on through visualization. Then I take it off again. I'm really happy and grateful and appreciate that process, that vibrational alignment. I'm in vibrational alignment, feels good. Take it off, next. Like literally, like it's so energetic. It's amazing. I love it. Robin knows that I've done that a lot. She's done it along the journey with me. So she's witnessed me doing it. And I'm happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom. What else do I feel happy and grateful and appreciate for money? Okay. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the 15 soul clients that manifest every single month. For me, every month I have 15 soul clients come into the mastermind, and that has me on track to hit 1 million with 15 clients a month into the mastermind at the full price, paying in full. That hits me 1 million. I'm really happy and grateful and appreciate that I have the business model for that. Like I love it, and I don't have to work any harder. That is my gratitude, right? So what else have we got? The Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. I think we'll do that at the end. Let's pull a card. This is from the Keepers of the Light. It's called Welcome. Thank you for joining me, Bridget. So inner strength. Move back to hold. Ooh, this is big. Look at this one. Move back. She's got like fire. Just holding. Looking at the details on the card. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. Oh, I love that. And I think today, because I pulled this after like I had the day that I've had, and that inner strength, that's how I felt. Like I felt a little bit frazzled yesterday, a little bit like around the edges because I've taken in so much information and was like on. And so move back to wholeness. recognize that you have the power to manifest. And do you know what, right? Let me just tell you this story, right? It's like a bit personal, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So that inner strength. So as I'm manifesting, and I said that, you know, I've been speaking to somebody for like a week, and it's helping me along my manifestation journey to manifesting my husband, right? So I said to him to do the 5 love languages today, which is the book I'm going to talk about in a minute. And he's like, he's not into, that's not his jam. Reading books isn't even his jam. So I'm like, universe, really? So I said, you know, would you do the 5 love languages? And he said, yeah, I'll do it later, you know, when I'm like sat on the loo or something like that. I'm like, how disrespectful is that? And my niece had said about women and men. I know this is like really like out there, but women and men like on the loo, like guys take ages, blah blah blah. And I'm like, and then this came up in conversation. I was like, how rude! Like, I feel like you're being disrespectful, but obviously, if you're going to, I'm not in the bathroom ages and ages. Like, if you're going to be in the bathroom, that's like your pastime. I remember my brother's like reading a newspaper and stuff. I know this just sounds really unrelated, but that's what he said, and it made me notice it. And I was like, that's not nice, like doing that on the loo. And I said, that's of importance to me. So he said, no, it's not something that I would usually do, but you've asked me, and it's not all about me. So it's about you as well. He'll do it. Fine. So I go into the bathroom, and I'm sat there, and I'm like sat there for a little longer than what I normally sit there. Not like you need to think of the details, but the revelation that I've just shared of the 4 people that had been in my life, or the 3 people prior, 1, 2, 4, twin flame, 4 people, the last 4 guys that had been in my life, and what I'd got from each one of them. And I'm like, universe, guides, angels, you know, let me know, give me a sign if this is. And I thought the whole process through, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh my, I'm sat on the loo having this realization. I'm like, what a connection. It's like it's not something that you're like you want to really probably share, but that is how that happened for me today. And I was like, oh, Relationship Freedom Friday. I look back on the relationships and I see what has manifested and letting things go and whatever. Let me know what is the most like bizarre or weird thing. When your downloads come, usually they'll come in the bath. Like I'll download, it's like water or whatever. But I just wanted to share that story. Inner strength. So I literally just went inwards today and just absorbed my own energy and just reflected a little bit. So that's what I came up with. Not that you want to know that, but so we did gratitude. Bank 50K in 50 days challenge is next. And then a little bit about the book, The 5 Love Languages. So the banking 50K in 50 days challenge. So this Soul Legacy Journal, and I love it that you're playing it, Sydney, with me, gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. So you get to spend your vibrational money voucher. And if you've done my 7-day vision board, this will be easier because you'll have items on your and experiences on your vision board that you can go to and say, oh, well, I'll invest in that today. There's rules. So you spend £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day, but you tithe 10% of that to a worthy cause. I tithe mine to Compassionate Friends, which is a charity for bereaved parents, which I am one. So that's my worthy cause. You do your own worthy cause, whatever that is, so that we know who we be when we manifest this money. Because I know that there's lots of spiritual entrepreneurs, light workers, who especially come to me and they have money blocks and they want to repel the money and they don't know who they're going to be with the money and blah, 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 blah. You get it, you know. If you're experiencing it, you know. And so this is the exercise that I had for me to overcome money blocks and me to, thank you for the love, and for me to actually be in alignment with banking 50K in 50 days and doing it vibrationally first. So we tithe 10% and we come from the space that all our bills are paid, and then all of the taxes are done and all our savings are done. So we spend it. We write in our journal if we want to. We post it in the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge, vision board challenge group, the Soul Income Game with Iona on Facebook, or you come to the monthly call and let me know what you're spending it on. body up, but spend this vibrational money voucher on the experiences so that you'll know you're in vibrational match. So 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast, Spiritual Business Success, is about having that success. And again, when I was on the training with Matt Blogs, so I was in the VIP section, so in the Zoom room, didn't engage in it, but I was in it. And he was saying that fear of success and that burden of success. And if I'm successful, I'll lose my family and I'll be disconnected from them and I'll be blah, blah, blah. And so this is a way for you to really connect with the version of you, who you be, as successful financially, right? So we'll do that. And then we'll do it vibrationally first, and then you can register and come to the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge on my masterclass. Again, I will teach you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high-paying self clients online. So when we're doing that vibrationally with this money voucher every single day, it takes the fear out of like, or the unworthiness out of like, oh, well, I'm serving, but I can't serve to that deepest level. I can't charge this and I can't charge that. And what if I get too many clients, or what if too many people come to me and I can't handle that? And all the things I teach you how to create passive income streams around your book. So the vision board challenge link is in the show notes in the description. The monthly call, which I'm going to invite you to for spiritual biz YouTubers, and the YouTube podcasting partnerships for spiritual entrepreneurs with a movement is in the show notes. And the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge, that link is in the show notes as well. So if you are somebody who wants to collaborate, you want to get your message out there, your movement out there, you want to be featured as a guest expert, you're a host and you want to find guests, then if you come to the monthly call, I will hold space for you on that call as we come together with like-minded people. I know for me, with it being Relationship Freedom Friday, I wanted to hold space and build a network where we're around people that get it, right? Get it and get us, and that we can build lasting relationships with. And that's some of the things that I've been doing, manifesting throughout this week. And as I look back, I think, wow, every single angle, every single place that I set the intention to have people come into my world, it's happened. And so when we look towards next Friday, we can look back and see what is actually manifesting. So I'm looking at, again, being a guest, finding a guest, all the relationships on my vision board, and I'm looking down because I'm looking and seeing, oh wow, I've covered all of these things today. And what I wanted to cover was the 7 C's. That's going to come in my next book, my next solo book, Waiting for the One. Soulmate, Sex and Marriage, the Ultimate Guide to Soulmate Attraction, Sensual Sex and a Magic Marriage, right? I have these 7 C's. So when I manifest it, then I will share it on my YouTube channel. Your calling, your connection, your chemistry, not in this order, your communication, your compatibility, your consciousness, so your calling, connection, commitment, compatibility, chemistry, consciousness, and communication. But what I was thinking is that goes for not just your romantic soulmates, but your soul tribe. Some of those, like whether you have a connection, whether your calling is aligned, whether you're communicating or not, whether you're committed as a client, do you know what I mean? Whether you have this same, whether you're compatible, that goes across the board. So as for me, as I'm in vibrational alignment for manifesting my husband, I'm like, I know that I'm not here to do this alone. So I want to spread that out to the people that I'm calling in on my soul tribe on the monthly call. It feels so amazing. And I know that we had some people register for them, new people register for the monthly call. We have it every first Monday of the month at 9 p.m. UK time. And again, the link is in the show notes. The masterclass happens the last Monday of the month at 3 p.m. UK time. And you get replays and bonuses and all that great stuff. Okay, so I think that is it. I've invited you to the call. We've done the Bank 50K. The last thing is the book, and I've mixed it up this today, is the 5 love languages. If you've not heard of the 5 love languages, or if you've heard of it and you've not ever done it, or you've heard of it and you kind of ignored it, or you've forgotten what your love languages are, your primary love language. And for me, they've changed, they've moved, and I think their quiz has changed but it's also always come up because I had 3 top ones, like in equal, even. So I wasn't sure which was my top one, which I thought was words when I was in my twin flame union. And maybe lockdown changed it. I don't know. They changed the word in. And it's not, it's quality time. So this is quality time for me, right? And so quality time and physical touch, and then words. Actually, words is third. And I think that has switched. And then acts of service and gifts is just not in there for me. So we've got quality time, physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation, and gifts. I think I said all 5. So which one is yours? And part of when you're working online as a spiritual entrepreneur, not only to know your own so you can teach people how to love you, but also when your soul clients, what their love language is, because it's not just like romantic relationships. Do you know what I mean? And I love that quality time. My masterclass is 4 hours. It ends up being like 5 hours, 5.5 hours. My monthly calls. So I've put in calls, which is like words as well. It's not physical touch. That's why I want to do the retreat and hug you. Yeah, physical touch is really big for me now. And I didn't think it would be. And it's not just that intimacy either. But, you know, getting to a certain age, like, and letting certain things go, you kind of, you know, you just evolve. So just knowing your love languages can help you in your relationship with, if you've got children, with your wider family, with your soul tribe, soul clients, just it's in that influence on your soul family, like by loving them in the way that they feel loved, being aware of what other people's love languages are. And I will say this as I finish this, and my niece won't mind. So so I was doing, what was I doing? I think I was hoovering. At my niece's house, like I'm in her dining room, and she's like, oh, as she came back from picking my son up, my great nephew, and she said, oh, thank you, Auntie. And I was like, okay. So I carried on hoovering. She was in the hallway. I was in his bedroom hoovering. I was like, okay. And then I went out of and she's the one that introduced me to this book 11 years ago. There you go. Thank you. Right. And so she introduced me to another quiz as well on attachment style and stuff. And which I heard about yesterday on the podcast, and I didn't I thought, well, yeah, she introduced me to the attachment style, so I'm a secure one. Anyway, she introduced me to the 5 love languages. So I was hoovering, and she said, oh, thank you, Annie. And I said, is your love language one of your love languages acts of service? She's like, yeah. I was like, oh, now I get it. So I was like, oh, I will go out of my way to do something that is acts of service, because she's always doing that for everybody else, which is amazing. So, you know, the 5 love languages, and, you know, learning your own is not just for you, it's learning other people's as well. And that's for Relationship Freedom Friday. It's just so, so, so beautiful. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Please do share it out. Share the Soul Legacy TV. Well, if you're watching on like any other platform, come over to the YouTube channel and subscribe. And I go live on a daily basis, living an intentional life, having more freedom, call them the intentional living codes. And I want to support you as a spiritual entrepreneur. If you're feeling burnt out, you're feeling over the top busy, right? And you want to balance your work and your life and build what I call a freedom-driven, life purpose-led business online, and create passive income streams around your book, around your courses, around you know, your group coaching, etc. Right? Because that's what I wanted. So that's what I teach. So that is it for me. Thank you so much. Sydney, thank you. Cherie, thank you. Becky, thank you. And I shall speak to you soon. Share your voice and shine your light, because you are born to serve. Big love. Take care.